Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great day to be in Grand Island and a great day to see the progress taking shape right in front of us. The rerouting and expansion of Highway 30 has been years in the making, and today marks a big step forward, not only for this project, but for the continued growth of Grand Island. Highway 30 is one of Grand Island's busiest corridors. It connects residents, businesses, and travelers all across central Nebraska. With this project, the Nebraska Department of Transportation extended the 4-lane expressway for another 4 miles west of our city, which means improved safety, better traffic flow, and a smoother route for everyone who lives, works, and travels through our area. This is a $47.8 million investment in Grand Island's future. Just think of that. And I want to thank the Nebraska Department of Transportation for their partnership and commitment to seeing this through. The state's contribution through the Build Nebraska Act funds and our city's 20% share within the city limits show exactly what can happen when local and state government work together toward the same goal, and that we did with this project. And a special thanks to the Nebraska legislature and Governor Pillen for improving our safety, connectivity, and economic development with this new expressway. I appreciate Senator Dan Quick being here to celebrate this historic event. I also want to thank the Nebraska Department of Economic Development team for all their coordination, Nebraska Department of Transportation team for all of their coordination and planning, realigning North Road, Stolly Park Road, and Monitor Road. That's no small task, ladies and gentlemen, but it's what makes this project stronger and safer in the long run. With this work now wrapped up, Grand Island has a new west side gateway that matches the pace of our growth and helps open new opportunities for development. Its infrastructure doesn't just serve us today, but sets us up for the next generation of progress. And I guarantee you, an expressway like this will lead to progress and development for Grand Island. So thank you to the Nebraska Department of Transportation, our city staff, and everyone who has been a part of this effort. This is how Grand Island grows together with vision, collaboration, and pride in the place we love, Nebraska and Grand Island. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Todd Allen from Werner Construction Company.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A little bit about the project. This project consists of over 800,000 cubic yards of dirt moved, 12,000 lineal feet of pipe with over 109 inlets, 205,000 square yards of paving, which required over 60,000 cubic yards of concrete. I am very proud to say that this all was created with 0 lost time accidents. I'd like to thank Wes Walgren, Eric Klein, Bob Norhuse and his staff, Dwayne and Doug from the Nebraska Department of Roads, Tim Golka and Shannon Callahan from the city, and Dodd Round from the county for the cooperation and partnership with this project. Working together, we were able to find timely, cost-effective solutions to the unique challenges that were part of this project. It was a true definition of what partnering is meant to be. I would like to give thanks to the excellent work done by our subcontractors on the project, Van Kirk, Ensley Electric, and A+, to name a few, which are all within 60 miles of Grand Island. Great communication and scheduling made a huge impact on getting this project to completion in a timely manner. With any plan and schedule, it cannot be executed without people. I am very privileged to be able to stand here and give credit to and thank the employees of the subcontractors, and especially the employers of Werner Construction for their outstanding efforts on this project. Without them, this project would never happen. Their work and dedication through all kinds of weather, difficult tasks, and adverse conditions is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Oh, and now I'd like to introduce you from Kirk and Michael, Greg Sabalka.
Thank you, Todd. Good afternoon. It's great to be here today representing Kirk and Michael. And I want to start by saying how proud we are to have partnered with the Nebraska Department of Transportation in the design of this important project. As we gather today, it's clear that this is not just opening a new stretch of Highway 30, but it's the result and the outcome of a lot of collaboration, planning, and listening. We work closely with NDOT, the City of Grand Island, and most importantly, the people of Grand Island who live and work along this corridor. Your input through public meetings, one-on-one conversations, and it really helps shape the direction of this project. In the early phases of the design on this project, it became clear that expanding the existing Highway 30 along the original corridor would have a lot of major impacts, including full acquisitions, relocations, and business disruptions to not only the businesses, but the homes along the corridor as well. That's not something we take lightly. So together we explored alternatives. We explored new alignments, one that would not only have reduced those major impacts, but would also be improvements to safety by relocating some of those major intersections away from the railroad crossings. Projects like this are never easy. They come with challenges, delays, and tough decisions, but they also come with opportunities to build something better, safer, and more responsive to the needs of the community. I want to thank the City of Grand Island, Mayor Steele, council members, and citizens for your engagement and support throughout the design process. Thank you to Werner Construction for bringing this design to life. Thank you to Governor Pillen, Senator Quick, and all of our state legislatures for their tireless works for investment in infrastructure at the state and federal level. And of course, thank you to Director Kramer, the entire NDOT district staff and design team staff for their leadership and trust in Kirk and Michael to be a part of this project. We are honored to have played a role, and we look forward to seeing how it serves Grand Island and the state of Nebraska for years to come. So with that, I'll turn it over to Senator Dan Quick.
Well, thank you all. Thank you all for being here today. And it's an honor for me to be here as well. I can remember when I went in the legislature the first time in 2017, and I don't remember if it was 2017 or 2018, but I met with the department, and it might have been the Department of Roads at the time, and then it turned to the Department of Transportation. But I can remember having that meeting with them, and they were talking about this project then. And it was on a list, but they didn't know exactly when we'd get to it. But they would, this is one of the projects that was on their priority list to get done. And so I think it's so important for this community to have this access to, for 4-lane going west of Grand Island. As many of you know, Grand Island is growing at a rapid rate. I mean, you look at all the great projects that are happening here. And this 4-lane coming in from the west, being able to go in and out and commute, is just going to be an added benefit, not only to our citizens who live here, but looking at future expansion, looking at maybe economic growth. I think any employer looking to come here could see what great things are happening in our community. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what else we can do in our community and our city and the surrounding area. And I want to thank everyone who's been involved with this project, because it takes a village to get this done. It's really important, and it takes everyone working together. So, and with that, I thank Director Kramer for being here, and I'll introduce her next. So.
Thank you, Senator Quick. Mayor Steele, thank you so much for being here and for your kind words. You know, it really does take a village, Senator. You're exactly correct. And when I look at our partners across the room, Werner Construction, you've done. Todd, you led an excellent team. Mick and I were out right before the storm hit. and we were looking at drainage, and Van Kirk was out grading, and it was one of those things where you hold your breath the next week, but having sat down with you, the subcontractors, we knew you had it. And then hearing today that you didn't miss a beat, that shows professionalism. It shows you know what you're doing, and you're delivering for the community. So thank you for everything that. Kirk and Michael, your design on this, the way that you laid out and said today, working with the community, this is not an easy alignment. This solution was not an easy one. We've worked through it many times with our right-of-way team, with our design team, to be able to understand how do we minimize the impacts but still deliver a solution that meets the needs of the community. That's a hard thing to do. And when Senator Fisher passed the Build Nebraska Act and led the way in 2013, that was the vision for that program, was to actually fund infrastructure projects where the department could work together with our local communities to deliver much needed projects and entrust the organization and trust NDOT to work with those communities to figure out what the right projects are. And I mean, we're now 15 years later and we're delivering that project. But this is one of those projects where you're seeing that significant impact on economic growth. And we are very excited to see what the project does for Grand Island. I want to take a minute and thank all the people from NDOT that really make it happen. And I always like doing this exercise. Raise your hand if you're from NDOT and you worked on this project in some fashion. Yes, it does. It takes a village. And Wes, thank you so much for leading the division. Eric, you know, it takes the leadership of a district to be able to get these jobs done. But the project manager, Northeast, I see you. You're the one day in and day out that we see, and making sure that Warner doesn't miss construction, making sure that they get it done early because they want to move on to the next thing. Thank you for your leadership in that way. Could not have done it, could not have been here this early and still have a beautiful day outside. We'd be here in December, so thank you very much for everything that you've done to push it forward. To our right-of-way teams, to our design teams, thank you. It really matters to make sure that from Syed to Tony to Dan and Doug and Chris and Dwayne, we make sure that everything happens and it gets done. So I very much want to thank the NDOT team. Delivering projects like the Grand Island expansion of Highway 30. This is what matters to the department. When we get the opportunity to make a difference in a community, to improve safety, and to deliver economic impact. So thank you for letting us be a part of it. Thank you for trusting us with your infrastructure, and we look forward to being able to deliver more projects like this.